Hey guys, it's Melanie. So today's video is just a little bit impromptu. I'm not quite sure what came over me, but I took a look through my eyeshadow collection this past weekend, and I just kind of came to the conclusion that I am ready to let go of some things that I have been hanging on to for a very long time, that I knew that I liked, but I didn't love. And if I don't love something, I just don't think that I should hang on to it. I feel like it is better for me to pass that along to somebody who can enjoy it a little bit more. So I decided to declutter a good chunk of some eyeshadow palettes, as you can see, as well as a few singles and some smaller palettes. These have been things that I've been using in my weekly, not weekly, let's face it, I usually upload my shop my stash videos every 3 to 4 weeks these days. So I've been using some of these products in there, and like I said, I liked the products, but I didn't love them. And I am past the point in my life where I want quality over quantity. Also, with the Sephora appreciation sale that's happening right now, as well as the upcoming November VIB sale, which, by the way, some of you had asked if this current sale that's happening is in place of the November sale. It is not. I actually specifically asked several associates at my store, and they're like, no, this is just for the not employee appreciation. It is for the VIB program changes and just kind of VIB appreciation sale. So again, it is a tiered sale. Rouge gets 20, VIB gets 15, and then I think 10% for just Beauty Insiders. That's not the point of this video. What I'm trying to say is I know that over the next, few months here, as holiday releases come around, there is probably going to be an eyeshadow palette or two that I might be interested in. And I cannot justify bringing in more eyeshadow palettes without purging some of the other ones that I just don't actively reach for. So I'm going to take you through and let you know why I'm getting rid of these palettes. Please know that these will be sanitized, and I will be passing these along to either friends or my nieces. My poor nieces get usually all of these makeup items that I declutter, and I think sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming for them. So I might pass a couple of these off to my girlfriends, and then maybe I'll pass just a couple of them off to my nieces, and then they can decide whether they want them or not, or pass them along to their friends. If you want to know how I sanitize my makeup, I will link a video in the description box showing how I personally do it. So that information will be down there. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to awkwardly reach in front of the camera here, so pardon my reach. The first one might come as a little bit of a surprise. It's actually the Lorac Unzipped palette. I really do like this palette. It kind of breaks my heart to get rid of it, but honestly, the shades in here lean much more warm. And truthfully, I tend to prefer more neutral and cool tone shades. And I have some other warm palettes that I find a little bit more versatile and that I just naturally gravitate towards more. So because of that, I am parting with the original Lorac Unzipped palette. So makes me a little bit sad, but I'm gonna do it. Next, we have the Too Faced Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. And the reason that I'm getting rid of this is because I think there are some pretty neutral shades in here, but we all know that most Too Faced palettes contain a lot of very similar shades, and I do still have the Bonbons as well as the Sweet Peach palette from Too Faced, and then one other holiday palette that I have. And I feel like with that, I have most of the shades that come in most of the palettes from Too Faced. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean that I won't be interested in potentially what comes out during the holidays from Too Faced. But just these two palettes in particular, I find myself not enjoying as much as I used to. So the time has come for the original chocolate bar palette to go as well. I made a decent dent in some of these shades. I use them a fair amount, but not enough to justify keeping this. The formula on these two palettes are good. They are not the best Too Faced eyeshadow formula. I feel like they have done better. So I'm saying goodbye to these. This is the Biker Babe palette from Velvet 59. Sorry, it's hard to do this from behind the camera. So this was actually an Octoly find for me. And you know what? I really liked the texture of these shadows. I liked the way that they looked on my eyes. I liked the way that they applied and the way that they wore. But these shades are just not Melanie shades. And the only one that I absolutely loved that I was almost tempted to dig out is this shimmer shade down here. But I have lots of other palettes that has a very similar shimmery kind of champagne shade. So I don't want to destroy this palette, and I would love for somebody else who likes these warmer tones to be able to get some more use out of this. So I decided to pass it along. This Lorac palette, I'm almost tempted to just get rid of this because this is rather old. This is from a summer collection that she had when she was still at Sephora, and that was a long time ago. These are her baked shadows. They're a really nice texture, but I just am not reaching for these bronzy shades on any kind of regular basis. So I'm not 100% whether I'm passing this one on, but I do need to just get it out of my collection at this point. Another Lorac palette that is older, I believe, is this one. I don't even remember what the name of this one was. If you hear any groaning, it's my pug, Mr. Kong. I'll show you guys where he's joining me over there. He has been such a good boy. My little best friend. Okay, so this one here. I love these shades. I love these textures. I love Lorac eyeshadows. It's really hard for me to get rid of any of my Lorac palettes. But the reason I'm getting rid of this is because I do have shades like this in some of the other Lorac palettes. And this is much older again. So I don't know whether I'm going to sanitize this one. The shadows still feel good. They don't smell off or anything, but I don't know. We'll see on this one. But I do need to just purge it from my, it's also very bulky. It had this drawer that had a little terrible brush in it, and then the primer over here. All right, this came in a Boxycharm. And I debated about keeping this, but I'm going to pass the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea, what collection is this? Volume 2, off to my nieces probably. I think this is pretty. I just don't find myself reaching for it. Something about this makes me just not gravitate towards it when I am choosing items for my Shop My Stash. So it's gotta go. If I'm avoiding something, it's not meant to be anymore. I'm also getting rid of this. This is another Lorac palette. I cannot believe that I'm getting rid of 4 Lorac palettes here. This really kind of blows my mind. But these are, I just don't have much use for this. This was a strange collection that she put out with this kind of minty shade. The blush is a little bit too shimmery in here. The highlight is good. These other shades are nice, but I'm just not reaching for this. And this is one that I would definitely sanitize and pass along. I don't know how old this one is, but I don't think it's as old as the other two. So I would feel a little bit more confident about this one, but I'm just not reaching for it. And while the packaging is cute, I would probably rather have the new Lorac Pro 4 in my collection. I am still thinking about getting that one, so we'll see how I feel about it in another couple weeks. I'm trying very hard to hold off on picking it up until I get another Ulta 20% off coupon. I would rather be able to get it on sale. So, but anyway, I am gonna get rid of this. This is a Stila palette, and this is weird cardboard packaging. The shades are kind of strange. It does have Kitten right here, and I love Kitten, but I do have a very similar, shades to Kitten in other palettes. And if I really wanted it by itself, I would just go buy a single of the Kitten, because I think that's a possibility. I might be talking out of my butt here. I'll have to look, but I do have the Kitten Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, which is fantastic. So I'm not going to use these, so it's gotta go. Plus, it's just, this really is like a pain in the butt because this closes by going under this flap here. Yeah, okay, well, we're not gonna deal with that right now. All right, so I have a few smaller palettes. This is an IBY Beauty, which I believe came in another Boxycharm. I decided not to receive Boxycharm anymore. It was just too much stuff for me personally. So I do still think it's a very good box and I still recommend it to you guys. But for me, again, it's more about quality over quantity. And Boxycharm was just sending, that's a lot of stuff each month. And if I really want something that comes in one of the boxes, I can just go buy that one thing and not have a bunch of excess. Knock on wood from Wet n Wild. I'm finally getting rid of this. I'm just not reaching for it. I don't think this is a bad eyeshadow palette. I love the shades in here, but I have shades like this in other singles, other palettes. I don't need this. This was another, I believe, was it Boxycharm? Probably. No, these are just not Melanie colors. I haven't even swatched this, so this is brand new. So this I could see one of my nieces probably enjoying, so I'm gonna pass it along to them. Again, just another thing that came in a Boxycharm that long term, for me personally, wasn't like the best. So, all right, I have two things from L'Oreal here. These are people still buying these? These are the L'Oreal Infallibles. Wait, come back. So this one here, what's this cut? Amber Rush and Golden Sage. Yeah, I don't reach for these. I did keep some other ones, but I have a feeling the next time I do a purge, a few more of these might go out. I don't know why I'm keeping some of the other shades that I'm not 100% sure about. Part of it might be that I don't purchase from L'Oreal any longer, and maybe I have a weird fear of like, well, God, what if all of a sudden I want that beautiful teal and I don't buy from them because they're not cruelty free, so then I won't have it. That's a terrible thing to admit, but I do think that's probably something that runs through my mind, so I don't need these though. This is a Jane Airedale eyeshadow, and this is in the color Steamy. I don't think, I've only swatched this, and it's a beautiful bronze, but this is just not a Melanie shade, so I would love for someone else to enjoy this because it is basically brand new. This is a Lorac baked domed eyeshadow that's really nice, but I don't need a chocolate brown like this. This is just not something that I gravitate towards usually. It does make a nice smoky eye, but again, these are older and I'm just not reaching for it. I have three kind of random eyeshadows from Korres. Does Korres really do a lot of color cosmetics anymore? I know they have their beautiful lip balms and they have amazing skincare, but these random eyeshadows, I don't reach for these. And the pigmentation on these is not super great, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass these along. I have one Essence eyeshadow that I've just never used. I don't even think I ever swatched this, so somebody else can enjoy this. And then this was a gift from, I think this was a birthday gift I got last year or the year before from Ulta. One of those types of things. It is Midnight Cowboy from Urban Decay. I just find this to be a little bit too glittery for my old lady eyeballs, so I'm not gonna wear that. So anyway, that is everything that I am decluttering out of my, can you guys hear my snoring dog? He is, no, he's not gonna, can you hear that? Pugs, man. So this is everything that I'm getting rid of this go around. I will be doing another major declutter probably at the beginning of the new year. I really do like to start the year out with sort of a fresh start, and I like to edit my collection and then at that point share with you guys what I have left. So I will show you what I am left with after everything that comes in from the upcoming Sephora and Ulta sales, and everything that is going out after I get all those things in and I think, you know what, I don't need all of the things. I really don't. And I love being able to share this with friends. And like I said, my nieces, I think it's really fun for them. And yeah, so I hope this was helpful for you guys. I encourage you to do the same if you haven't done so in a while. Go through your collection and just kind of edit things down and keep what you love and what you really enjoy using, and then pass along the rest if you're comfortable doing so. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.